Welcome to Digital Talk Podcast, where we spotlight entrepreneurs and innovators leveraging technology related to telecoms to drive positive global impact.
Today's episode is sponsored by IFG Consulting Europe, a leading business growth consultancy representing promising software providers selling to the telecoms, enterprise and mobile markets in Europe. Go to ifgconsultingeurope.com to find out more.
As part of the Digital Talk Discovery series, we are promoting a better world. And we're lucky enough to be here with Sean Sealey from Fuzion at Network X24 in Paris. And we're going to follow the 10 by 10 format. So what brings you to the show and what you hope to achieve? And maybe you could just introduce yourself.
Yes, I will. And thank you, first of all, for having me on your podcast. My name is Sean Sealey. I'm the founder and CEO of Fuzion Power Technologies. And we produce, design solar-charged industrial switches for PoE-enabled equipment, targeting projects, service providers, customers in what we call power-deficient areas. Mostly Africa, but also Australia, South America, and the US.
Okay. And why did you come to the show on Network X?
So we are a member of the WBA. We joined in the beginning of 2024. We're sponsoring the event as well, the WGC.
Okay.
And I have a speech tomorrow. I have a presentation and a panel debate on community wireless.
You say a presentation as well. What's that going to be on?
It is on the underlying causes of why only 40% of the African sub-Saharan population are using the internet today. And in reality, only 23% of sub-Saharan Africans in rural areas have access or are using the internet.
And is there a short way of...
Power deficiency.
Okay. So power, just lack of power.
That is...
It's the baseline. Without that, you can't do much else, right?
So that is really our hypothesis, that if you want to deploy and operate reliable connectivity, you need to address the power issue. And you need to address the power issue on a, let's call it a micro level, so that if you can power the connectivity infrastructure first, we know for a fact that connectivity leads to increased economic growth. So our sort of line of thought is get communities connected first, let them leverage the internet to get better financial independence, education, health, productivity outputs in the form maybe of agriculture outputs. By learning or watching videos, people will become richer, communities will become richer. And what we see in general across history is when communities become affluent, they invest in themselves. So connectivity first, and then clean water or better schools and other benefits will come. That's our hypothesis.
And you mentioned you belong to the association. Here, you're trying to share, let's say, best practice with industry. Are you looking for investors? Are you trying to extend the community? When you leave here, you'll say, tick in the box because I managed to do what?
We are a commercial business. The intent is to provide value to our investors and to our customers. We're not a social enterprise.
Right.
But obviously, the social aspect is dear to our heart. So our mission is really to connect everyone and anything or help that connectivity, right? So we are here to allow more people to understand who we are or what we do.
Exactly.
The products we design and the markets therefore.
So this podcast is quite helpful in that sense.
I hope so.
So people can reach out to us as the podcast as well and put in contact with you. That's great. Yeah. We like to also, as this associated with the telecom industry as a whole, what do you consider the most hyped topic that there is at the moment?
I've seen a few hype cycles in my years. 3G was maybe the first one I experienced that didn't really live up to the hype. And then I think 4G wasn't really a hype cycle. I think we got some improvements in the network speeds that 3G didn't deliver. I think 5G, to some extent, we're in that right now. We're ending it. And obviously AI, everyone is talking about AI. And I'm not really sure that AI is going to improve people's connectivity.
Right. I see your point. And one of the things that you had mentioned when we were pre-discussing this is, in some way, what you are definitely doing is extending the telco reach in Africa. As I said, we had a podcast with Dot Inc. and they were talking about 800 million people not connected in Africa as a number in the villages. And so you, by providing power, are also extending the economic viability in Africa. So I guess in that sense, if we're talking about what should telecoms be doing, that maybe is an answer to that question that we had.
So Google came out with a report, I think it was 2 weeks ago, where they said even a 1% increase in connectivity would lead to a 5.3% increase in GDP across the continent.
Wow.
As I said before, 40% of Africans are not using the internet. So that leaves, or only 40% are. So 60% are not. Doing a linear extrapolation, getting 60% connected leads to a tripling of GDP across the continent. That's a massive economic value that you can unlock.
Related to 5 years from now, what's your prediction, maybe in relation to your business? How much more connectivity will you have achieved, and how much electricity or power will we have created in those parts of the world?
We're part of an ecosystem, right? We don't connect people directly. We are enabling connectivity for the ISPs and the companies who deploy the services, right? I hope that we are supporting communities and customers in every country in Africa. And we also have projects in South America coming up. And we're doing things in Australia, and I hope the Philippines coming up soon. So I hope we'll be a global company.
Okay. And so how do you see yourselves related to tech for good and sustainability? What's your role in that?
We are a willing partner. We want to help, but we're not big enough to provide things free of charge.
Yeah.
I do think that we have a component that is necessary. We are agnostic. We can work with almost any vendor technology as long as they follow the standards. Okay. So we're looking for partners to work with.
Okay. And do you identify yourselves with the sustainability goals from the UN?
Yes. Actually, in our product presentations, we do say that when you deploy our equipment, you are directly addressing 3 of the SDGs. Number 7, increasing the mix of solar power in the energy mix.
Okay, good point.
Number 9, more infrastructure deployed in communities. And then those 2 together directly lead to number 8, which is increases in economic growth.
That's very laudable and great. So when we're all out there and looking at things, is there any particular company or initiative that you particularly respect, that you've seen and you benchmark yourself against?
We don't have a lot of competitors globally, actually. And what we're doing is a little bit difficult because there's the hardware aspect and then there's the regulatory aspect. And we're really mixing technologies that haven't been mixed very well previously.
True.
So we're in some ways innovating.
It is innovation. Yeah. No, I totally agree. Okay.
So in that way, we're a startup, right? Actually, one of my pet peeves is that you shouldn't spend too much time benchmarking yourself against other companies or what others are doing. You need to
lead from the front.
Maybe, or you need to run your own race, right? And not be afraid if someone is overtaking you, or brag too much if you are overtaking others.
That's a good point, but you need to look what's left and right as well, right?
Of course, yes.
Otherwise, we might come to a nasty end, as they say.
Yes.
And other than the great work you're doing yourselves, is there any other pressing matter related to sustainability that you think needs urgent attention?
We are working on ways where we can use the energy that we are generating and the impact we're providing by getting people connected to use that as a funding mechanism, right? So we're looking for partners that are interested in helping us provide our hardware and services as a service, right? Because one of the issues affecting in particular African ISPs, is the ability to invest CapEx, right? So if we can help them deploy a complete solution with Wi-Fi, and they pay that over time, based on the carbon credits we're creating or the social impact we're providing by connecting people, then we have a scalable model.
So we're going to have to connect you with a few companies. I can tell that from what you just said. But we also like to give people a shout out. Is there any one particular person, a company, initiative that you want to give a shout out to?
I think that unconnected.org are doing a good job at connecting communities in remote locations. I know they're doing work in the Philippines, Malawi, Kenya, Nigeria, and Colombia, actually. And we have projects coming up in Colombia as well. So I do hope to work with them very soon.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time, Sean.
You're welcome.
And thanks for being part of the Digital Talk community.
You are welcome, and thank you for having me.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to our new podcast. If you have any feedback or know of any stories to be told involving digital technology and telecoms, doing good, then please do let us know via our email getinTouch@digiteltalk.com. Also, feel free to send us a message on LinkedIn. It'd be great to hear from you.
Before we go, if you've enjoyed today's episode and would like to support the podcast, then don't forget to give us a follow and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Also, if you'd like to leave us a review or share it with your colleagues, it really helps us on the channel. Thanks so much for being a part of our audience today, and hopefully you'll join us next time.
That's all we've got time for, so it's goodbye from me.
And that's goodbye from him.
Bye
for now.
now.